I will go ahead and say that if you have not seen my spoiler-free review, that I really did enjoy the film. I liked it a lot. My expectations were quite high after all these films and TV shows that we have on Disney Plus now, as far as the MCU is concerned. And so I really did enjoy it. I really did like the action, opposed to Black Rock, who thought it was a step down. That was actually one of the highlights for me. It wasn't absolutely perfect, but I did like it. And specifically, we're going to be getting into discussions of the Taskmaster and all that. But I really did like the jokes in the film. There was not one joke in this movie that bored me, or annoyed me, because sometimes they do that in the MCU. I thought it all flowed well and it was organic and natural. I like the family dynamic in this film too, the family element. When they rescued Red Guardian from prison, and they had him in the kitchen table scene when they went back, it was kind of like there was little girls, but they was all growing up. First of all, there was a lot of jokes right there that I really did like. But I like the comedy that they put in there as well. They were just saying this is a fake family. We only were assigned to Ohio in 1995 for 3 years. Red Guardian is just like, I was bored. I didn't want to do this. It was a chore. And little Yelena, played by Florence Pugh, she was very hurt by that. She was like, wait a minute, man, don't just be so dismissive about my life, okay? The best part of my life was fake, but it was still, you were still the closest thing that, I had to a father. And you were still the closest thing that I had to a mother, while they're kind of just crapping on her, saying that this isn't real. So I really do like that. I like the way they involved Black Widow into the story, how they brought her in. I feel that there was a reason that this story was told. She's on the run because of the events of Captain America Civil War. And the only reason she was brought into the fold in this one right here is because her long lost sister got deactivated and mailed her the serum, the antidote for the mind control, over to Budapest. And that is what brought Scarlett Johansson in. She's like, I don't want to be here. At the very beginning when they met and they was kind of fighting, and like, I'm on the run right now. You could have got me killed. And so, I mean, those are just kind of like some of the highlights for me. Of course, I could go into much more detail a little bit later as this review progresses on. But those are just my general thoughts right there, of how I did enjoy the film. And SJ Evans, the superhero landing run alone joke was good. Yes, it was. I really did like that. I did, and it was actually. And you have to be careful with these comedic moments, because if you do it in intense battle scenes, that can kind of just clock me out of the action. But when they was getting chased by Taskmaster and also one of the widows in the street, they crashed their motorcycle into some type of concrete embankment, flipped over, rolled on top of a car, and she pulled out her handgun and robbed the guy of his car. Natasha was like, you can't just steal a car from somebody. And she was like, well, hey, what do you want me to do? Go chase him down and unsteal it? They was throwing that in there while at the same time running for their lives. And if that's not, done, if it's not executed in the best way, the joke could fall flat and just ruin the whole scene. Fortunately, that is not the case within this movie. More Life King said that SHIT had me cracking up. Great joke. If we are talking about the same thing, yeah, great joke. One Journey is giving this a 43%. And so is that what you give it out of 100%? Let me know down in the comment section below. And let me go ahead and pull up the right actually, before we even go any further, I want to talk about this right here, the opening night for this film, Black Widow. Let's talk about that real quick, if you guys don't mind. So, of course, we're talking Black Widow. I just have, I always got to show the IMDb stuff and all that stuff. Right now it's 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, 93% audience rating. Now, let me go ahead and grab this super chat real quick. Let me do this real fast. What money reside? What money reside? What money reside? What money reside? Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat, Wardam ATL, for the $5. Taskmaster was X-Men Origins Deadpool bad. I was really looking forward to him in this movie, and Marvel did him dirty. Well, I am very, very sorry that you feel that way, Wardam ATL. I don't exactly. While Taskmaster was not the best thing in the film, you know, things that he didn't ruin anything for me. Now I will come back to that because we can go ahead and talk about Taskmaster if you want, but let me grab this real quick first from the Wakandan Forever. Yes! Yes! Thank you so much, Wakanda Forever, for the $2 super chat. Hey B, you just got home from Black Widow. It's great. Yes, it was great. And thank you so much for discussing that. The Wakanda Forever, just saying that it was great. I really do appreciate it. But let me go ahead and bring up this right here. And it's unfortunate because y'all know me. I like to do my backgrounds, but I can't do no background if I'm the only person here. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. Let me see. Yeah, there's just no way for me to do a background if I'm the only one here. So that's all right. That is all right. That is all right. But let's go ahead and talk about Taskmaster real quick. Wardam ATL. And everybody in the chat, y'all let me know how y'all felt about Taskmaster. Okay. Let me know how you felt about Taskmaster. Now, I was not as disappointed in you, sir, because my expectations just wasn't high. The first time I saw this film, and I don't even know much about Taskmaster, this cat right here. But the first time I saw this film at home, I forgot he was in the movie until he popped up. And I was just like, oh, that's right. Taskmaster is in this movie. This is just an extra addition for me. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now, this is kind of more of what I'm used to as far as the Taskmaster is concerned and other cartoons, video game adaptations and stuff like that. I don't know too much about him. I saw him a little bit in one of the Spider-Man animated cartoons that came out a number of years ago, and he was always been a cool character to me. He was a cooler character in these other adaptations than this movie, but again, like I said, my expectations were very, very low. My only criticism that has to do with Taskmaster is they could have shown him fight a little bit more, and give him more personality. But of course, this is spoilers. We found out that this is that they have no voice lines or anything like that. And Taskmaster is the daughter of Dreykov, because Black Widow thought that he blew him and her up years ago, and none of them died. Neither one of them died. And I guess she had some type of brain damage or something. I don't know. And he put a chip in the back of her head to, you know, get her to mimic everybody's moves. Now, if you don't know the powers and abilities, Taskmaster injected himself with the SS. I don't know how to say that word, so I'm going to say Horse Gorst Primer, an elaborate modification of the adrenaline steroid cortisol designed to unlock the mind's procedural memory potential. This enhanced Taskmaster's natural ability to absorb knowledge instantaneously. This ability is linked to his muscle memory, allowing the Taskmaster to instantly replicate the physical movements of peak level humans. Taskmaster is not capable of duplicating a physical feat if the effort to do so requires superhuman effort. For instance, while he could view an opponent lifting a car, he cannot do so because his body cannot duplicate the superhuman strength. Using these photographic reflexes, the Taskmaster is highly skilled in various forms of combat. As an exceptional martial artist mimicking Elektra, Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, a skilled swordsman, Black Knight, Silver Samurai, swordsman, and a deadly accurate marksman, Captain America with a shield, Hawkeye with a bow and arrow, Punisher with firearms, and Bullseye with various projectiles. And as well as displaying a strenuously own athletic ability like Daredevil. Now, I'm not going to read that whole thing because it's quite lengthy, but that's just kind of like the general breakdown of Taskmaster. DeRay Tolson said, man, they did Taskmaster dirty. Man, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry y'all feel that way. I really am. But it's all good. Taskmaster was a missed opportunity for the MCU. Now, to my understanding, let me see if there's somebody else said, I'm sorry, we had our orders and we played our roles. It wasn't real. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Taskmaster kind of felt a little flat, but I still enjoyed the movie. Again, Taskmaster to me had those Terminator vibes. He did remind me of the Terminator. Now, another criticism I will say is that his scenes did kind of remind me of the Winter Soldier when she was chasing him down, because the Winter Soldier shot the Taskmaster shot the bow and arrow and it went under the truck and flipped it. Bucky, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, did the same thing with against Nick Fury. He shot the little plate under the car and it flipped it over. Now it was some slight differences because Taskmaster was in the tank just running cars down. He didn't have no remorse over nobody. And also Black Widow, Natasha, was running from another widow, and off of a motorcycle. So there was some slight differences and stuff like that, but there was some similarities too. Now, the intro to Taskmaster, I do like when Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, was going to go get the gas cans because she ran out of gas. That's where we first meet Taskmaster, and they're fighting on the bridge. I thought that scene was dope as hell. She was kicking a lot of ass. I liked the flipping around. I don't know how she was able to fly like she did with coming down with the sword, but it was still kind of badass to me. I still liked it. It doesn't make sense to me that Natasha was able to survive that explosion, because as soon as she was about to make a left or right turn onto the bridge, he shot her with like a freaking rocket launcher. I'm finna say the table. The car flipped like multiple ways. You know what I'm saying? Like it just rolled and rolled and rolled. So I'm just like, whoa, how are you surviving that? You don't have no super soldier serum, you Black Widow. The fight was still cool. I like the line of dialogue she was saying is like, I'm a better shot when I'm angry, and I would be mad too if somebody blew me up in my car. Man, the AMBW channel Trash Master, wow, y'all really didn't like him or her. I felt it was a bait and switch. What was the point? Iron Maiden would have made more sense, but they made her the mom. Yeah, great movie though. Soccer says Taskmaster, the Red Guardian fight was not hitting at all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could have had more of that. It wasn't weak. I liked it. They just it could have been more. It could have been more. And so that's just kind of unfortunate, because I wanted to see Red Guardian fight more, but then again, this is not a Red Guardian movie. It's not a Taskmaster movie. I'm not mad at y'all for being disappointed, but my expectations were just low, because I was really excited for this movie a year ago, right? I was like, man, it's going down, it looks great, but of course everything kept delaying, and I was just like, okay, my enthusiasm died. And then when they started trying to revamp all the marketing and stuff like that, I didn't want to watch any more trailers. I'm just like, I'm good, I'm over it. I don't want to spoil anything for myself, so yeah, I was good on that. Big tank plowing through the city streets like F9. Yep. Now, and I had a problem with that in F9, because those are the good guys, murdering bad people, not caring about collateral damage. Taskmaster was a brainwashed bad guy. So that was acceptable to me in this movie. So is it fair to say it was good only because of the fight scenes? Absolutely not. I love the whole story. I don't know if you, what's up, Carver? I don't know if you're kind of late, but I kind of talked about that at the very beginning of this. I like the family dynamic. I like the development of Black Widow, and you can kind of see the remorse from her character, because her ledger is dripping blood red that she talked about. She had 2 scenes with Dracoff and Yelena talking about, how did you lose your heart? How did you keep your heart? That was dope. The intro scene was lovely. The opening credits was nice as well. I thought this fit perfectly within the timeline. And so, I mean, I can go on. I really enjoyed it. I gave this film an 8.5. I definitely will not be going lower than that. I don't know if I'm gonna go up to a 9, but it's definitely at the minimum an 8.5 out of 10 for me. But that's just me. All things are subjective. You know what I'm saying? So, that car had a great plot armor. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was and another thing is when Yelena and Natasha escaped in the subway, that car got flipped and ran over and then rolled down the stairs in the subway, and I'm just like, how are y'all still alive? So that part kind of bugged me. Yeah. I haven't seen nothing great from Marvel since Endgame, except the first 2 episodes of Loki. That said, oh man, Sonny, that's quite harsh, but hey, if that's how you feel, Ma, that's how you feel. Was it let me see, what was it? Was it you didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you didn't like WandaVision, and you didn't like Spider-Man Far From Home, and I guess you didn't like this either. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I've liked everything. Was hoping for better action scenes with the Taskmaster. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. We could have got some better action scenes with the Taskmaster. But at least the Taskmaster looked cool. What y'all think about the costume? Huh? Opposed to, what's in the comics. And I want to know, what do y'all think about this? I'm kind of, I mean, I'm not mad, but and to my understanding, there are two versions of the Taskmaster. So maybe we'll get another version later. And in my non-spoiler review, I said that I wanted to see more of him. See, on the right, he just looked more badass. And I think it's a he. Let me see if I can read more. I don't want to read all that. But I do like the Taskmaster. I do. I mean, at least the look. My expectations was low, guys. My expectations was low. And I'm gonna show you all these pictures too, because I took time to upload them to this thing. So I ain't gonna have them in here for nothing. So I done went through them all. Zilla, she said mixed views for sure. What did you think, Zia? What did you think? And we got a birthday. Hold on. Today's my birthday. I just saw this. Thanks for the stream. Kneecaps, LOL. Yes. Happy birthday. Is it Nim? I'm not even gonna try it. Nim, I'm butchering. I'm sorry. 2017. Happy birthday to you, ma'am. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a great day today. Kneecaps is going down. I thought Tony Stark was rumored to be in the movie. Of course, that did not happen. Nah, I didn't. I wouldn't want him in the movie anyway. I would have liked to see Taskmaster more. Not enough screens for me, but overall, I really enjoyed the movie and storyline. I hope they continue the storyline of the Widows in another movie. All right. Wait. Why would you think we was gonna get more Hawkeye in Budapest? It's a Black Widow movie. And Hawkeye was not in the trailers at all. I'm just curious. Okay. It's clear y'all only had issue with the movie as Taskmaster when in actuality it's not his movie, it's Black Widow's movie. Right on, Trey. Right on. The Wakanda Forever $2. The Black Panther references Taskmaster Flash clause. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, and Zia Latrice does agree with Sonya. Oh, More Life Kingdom trying to be funny, talking about they had on seatbelts. Yeah, and so let's see here. So is there anything else I want to talk about the Taskmaster? I thought the Taskmaster was cool, but I'm sorry that you guys just didn't like the Taskmaster, but it is all good. And so let's see here. Somebody made a comment that I do want to talk about. Okay. Florence Pugh was great as Yelena, though. One of the few people in the movie that could hold her Russian accent, LOL. Let's talk about Florence Pugh, because I liked her. Now, we know, of course, that Black Widow is dead. She died in Avengers Endgame. And I think this character right here could come and take the place of Black Widow very easily. I think it would be great if they did that, because she was great in the film. She was. And so if Yelena is supposed to come back, in other future Marvel projects, that would be great. And I want Natasha to come back alive. I do. But if she's gonna stay dead, I'm perfectly fine with Yelena coming in and taking over the mantle of Black Widow, because I just enjoy her performance that much. I think she did a great job. She was the one dropping all the funny jokes, and had a bit of heart. When she was having the conversation with the Red Guardian in the room, and he was talking about human feces and the urine on the hand and the frostbites and stuff, which was gross. That was a nice scene. I felt sorry for her, even though she was cracking jokes throughout majority of the movie. I did feel sorry for her, during that point in time, and so I think that she did a fantastic job with the action scenes. It was very believable. All of her physicality, all of her moves, all of that stuff. I mean, it was great by Florence Pugh. And so I have to. I'm not even like, I know she was in the what you call it movie about that cult. Oh man, what is it called? I was going to call The Hummingbirds. That's not what the movie is called. What is it called? Oh my goodness, it's bugging me. I can't remember the name of it, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. She was great in that too, even though that movie, Midsummer, yeah, yeah. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, that movie haunted the hell out of me. Thank you, Zia Latrice. But you know, she still did a great job. I really did enjoy it. I really did. And now, guys, we got 41 people in the chat right now. And we got 42 likes, so that's good right there. Also, guys, this opening scene was dope. Did I talk about that opening scene? And the thing is this is in Ohio in 1995. I knew that they were going to live because we see all of these characters later on in the future in the movie, right? But it was still intense, and that is what makes a good scene. When you know the characters are going to live, but you're still at the edge of your seat. You're still like, oh my gosh, get out of there, you know, duck, dodge, don't get shot, don't get hurt. And I knew that they were going to live, but I was still like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous for these characters. And I don't remember any MCU movie opening ever like that or with the same level of intensity. So that is something that I do really appreciate right there, is that they were able to do that in that opening scene. You know, I think that's dope as hell. Something else that I liked about the film is just the fact that this Red Room was undercover this whole time. The first time I saw it, it was a little bit hard to believe. Like, wait a minute, y'all floating in the sky like yeah, you know, this is like another helicarrier or something like that, you know. But you know, they're up there with all these widows who've been training, and it's just like I kind of like how that ties into the real world as well, because unfortunately, we know that you know child trafficking and sex trafficking is a real thing, and it's underground, and hopefully it can completely be abolished from the face of the earth in any way, shape, or form. But that's that opening scene kind of reminded me of as well, you know, and how they're fitting that into these Marvel comic book adaptations. I thought that was perfect right there, because if I mean, you know, I can't relate to it. I've never been trafficked before, but of course I've heard the stories, and you know that seemed like it was fresh off the news or something like that. So that was cool too. That was cool too. SJ Evans said, I like Yelena. I hope she's the next widow in the Avengers. Right on. Let's see. That end credit scene I didn't like either. How did the writers think they could get away with seeing Barton kill Natasha? Is that people wouldn't know about the sacrifice she made for the Soul Stone? Well, you feel very passionate about that. To me, end credit scenes are not supposed to answer questions. They're supposed to make you ask them. And so I just kind of look at it different. Like, man, I can't wait to see how they're going to bring this into the new story. And when you say how people, like as if people wouldn't know about the sacrifice, you can't say people. You can only say Yelena, because to our understanding, we only know that she knows that information, that you know that Hawkeye is the one responsible for her death. Nobody else knows that, to our understanding, based off the scene right here. You know, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick. Let me see here. Hold on. Post-credit scene. So let's bring this up again. So Soccer said that end credit scene I didn't like either. How did the writers think they could get away with saying Barton killed Natasha, as if people wouldn't know about the sacrifice she made for the Soul Stone? And again, I don't know if people will know about that sacrifice. But of course, guys, this takes place after Avengers Endgame. It took me a while to kind of pinpoint that, but I was like, wait a minute, this is Natasha Black Widow's grave. You know, she's dead. Of course, she died in Endgame, so this is, you know, after that. And we find out that, you know, Valentina that popped up in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think in episode 4 or 5, I can't remember exactly. Maybe I don't remember, but of course she popped up in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. But Yelena is working for Valentina. Why is she working for her? What is that about? What was her previous mission that she was on a vacation on, that she was mad that she that you know that she was interrupting, because she was like, you know, hey, you shouldn't be interrupting me while I'm on vacation, you know. And I would think that, well, I was on to say, I would think that Natasha and Yelena would have caught up as far as past events and her relationship with Hawkeye, but there was a lot going on between Civil War, this Black Widow movie, in the beginning of Infinity War. So I can kind of believe that she was not able to kind of communicate with Florence Pugh as well. But why was Florence Pugh, why was she working for Valentina? That's what I want to know. What is up with that? What is up with that? You know, I have to know. I have to know. I have to know. And so, what do y'all think? And how do y'all feel about Rachel Weisz here that played Yelena? How y'all feel about her? I think she did a great job too. Black Widow and Yelena, because her name was Malena, and then you got Yelena. You know, they both looked at them like mothers, or her as mothers. And that one scene, like, how did she not lose your heart? She was saying that, you know, hey, I was forced into the Black Widow program. I went through 4 cycles before you was even born. How did you not lose your heart? I like that a lot, because Scarlett Johansson is a cold-blooded killer right now, but she did not lose her heart. She had a mean-ass daddy, didn't care, but she did not lose her heart. And I like that. I like that. And I just have to say, you know, she did a great job, Miss Rachel Weisz right here. She did. You know, so I want to see more of her as well. Now, how y'all feel about this cat right here? Boy, he had the hot stuff for Natasha, didn't he? He was trying to get up in them draws. He was. He was really trying to get up in there, you know, sleeping on her bed, getting close, like, hey, you know, tab is running out. You gonna give me some or not? Can we keep doing this for free? I'm teasing. I'm teasing. This scene was supposed to come out. This movie was supposed to come out before Falcon and Winter Soldier. So yes. And Furious Citizen said, you know, she thinks he did a great job. I think you're talking about Rachel Weisz, but there's nobody here. Oh, okay. So Soccer said he was a simp. LOL. Kind of, sorta. You know, you can kind of tell that she had the upper hand on him. You know what I'm saying? That he was more interested in her than, you know, the other way around. Azia Latrice thinks that's quite funny as well. And so, yeah, this poor guy right here could not get no play. Did y'all see this in IMAX like I did today? It was worth it. It was worth it. And so let me see. Is there anything else that I want to bring up as far as Black Widow is concerned? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I have anything else? Because there's another topic, another film that I'm gonna talk about here in just a second. And I just want to but I really liked the movie, guys. I really did. I like the MacGuffin that they were chasing with the antidote being red. I like the widows. I like the fight scenes. You know, I liked it all. I liked a lot of stuff. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Let me just look at this chat. Okay. I wish they did. Kimmy Lee, I wish they did more with the Red Guardian character. They made him a joke. You can make a movie without a female lead without making the men foolish. That is a good point, man. That is a good point. He did get his ass whooped by a Taskmaster. He did. That's unfortunate, but you know, I still liked him though. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I still liked him. But he could have been more badass. I do agree with you there. You know, let's get into how they downplay her fighting skills. Whose fighting skills? And wait a minute, Sonya, I do have to agree with you. The first Wonder Woman is still the best female-led action movie. I think I'll agree with that. And I do gotta agree with you, Saka. Well, yeah, they did explain it. His dude Dreykov locked him up in prison. We don't know why. I think because he didn't want the secret to get out of the red room, but he did explain that he put him in prison after he took him out of Ohio. I was about to end it, man, but I have to know, since you're here.
Yeah,
I have to know.
To watch the replay to see your spoiler thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, just real quick, man. Like, spoil away if you don't mind. But I want to ask you this: how did you feel about the Taskmaster?
I was gonna say
garbage.
Disappointed. I had to let me stop myself. Disappointed. Because Taskmaster is a legit formidable villain in the comics, and even taking away the comics, I was hoping that this was going to be a pseudo version of Winter Soldier, where if you come across a Taskmaster, you do not want to get into a fight with them because they know all your moves, the tactical effects, the weapons that he has. I was just like, this is going to be the Winter Soldier of a Black Widow film, and it was the complete opposite of that for me personally. It was just in the reveal. These are spoilers, right?
Yeah, this part of spoilers. Yeah.
Dreykov's daughter, come on! Like, how did she survive that? First off, how did both of them survive the explosion of that? Right. We got two elite assassins, let alone two elite Avengers. You know, Hawkeye and Black Widow on this mission to kill Dreykov, and they couldn't get the job done. But yeah, it was just, to me, I compared Taskmaster to somewhat of a ghost character from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I assume we're going to get more of the Taskmaster in the future, whether it's Thunderbolts or Black or Dark Avengers. But I did not like Taskmaster, man. It was very underutilized, and there was a couple other characters too that I just thought was kind of forgotten about. But yeah, I was very disappointed by Taskmaster.
I was telling them earlier, man, I didn't mind Taskmaster because I didn't have any expectations. I forgot he was in the movie until I started watching it for the first time. Yeah, I was like, oh, he is in the movie, and so it was like extra to me. I was going into it not even wanting to see it.
I was the opposite. I was looking forward to Taskmaster a lot
because I was more enthused last year, but of course because of the delays, I forgot. Yeah. And when they started revamping the marketing material again, I didn't watch nothing because I was like, I don't want to be spoiled, and I can tell,
man, because the marketing in this movie, they gave away everything.
Oh yeah, I did not watch one trailer when they started the marketing campaign back, man. And so I was just like, I want to see it. I'm already convinced. Yeah, you know, because I watched two trailers. I don't watch TV. I watched the first trailer and the second trailer. I don't watch TV spots. I watch featurettes, but I never watch clips. Hell no, I never watch movie clips or whatever. And so. But that's too bad, man, that you don't like Taskmaster, man.
I mean, again, that's the beauty of Marvel. We can see Taskmaster in another film or TV show, and they can, as they're doing with Loki and WandaVision and Falcon, they can reinvent the character. That's the beauty of what Marvel could do. So hopefully next time we see her, which I don't even know Dreykov's daughter's name. I can't remember her name, but next time we see her, maybe she's a little bit more of what I was hoping for. And hell, Loki is introduced. We have variants, so maybe we'll get a variant Taskmaster from another universe enter this in the future, but I wasn't impressed.
Right on. And I got one more question because I want to send people over to emails live real quick. How did you feel about the post-credit scene with Yelena going to the grave of Natasha? So we know that this is post-Endgame, this scene. And she goes up to the grave trying to pay her respects. She's working for Valentina now. What's up with that? That was debuted in the Falcon and Winter Soldier a couple of months ago. Why is she working for her? Why is she giving her a mission to go hunt down Hawkeye? What are your thoughts, sir? What are your thoughts?
Well, just overall, Yelena was the best character for me, which kind of speaks to my thoughts of the film, that she walked away. For me, more so, I felt more excited for her than I felt more excited for Yelena being introduced to the MCU than I felt for saying goodbye to Natasha. That's how I kind of felt about those characters, which I think is unfortunate for a Black Widow movie. But nonetheless, to answer your question, I thought that at first, when I saw him, like, oh, this is awesome, I was already excited about Hawkeye because of Matt Fracture's Hawkeye series. It's a fantastic run, and I'm really excited for Clint Barton to finally get his due, as well as passing the baton to Kate Bishop. But I was really excited about it. But then the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, damn, that kind of takes away from Endgame, because if Yelena is after the person that damn near killed himself, wanted to take his own life and not even say goodbye to his family, Clint, and now you're going to be hunting the person that had love for your sister. So obviously they're going to resolve it. We know it's Marvel. They're going to team up and fight the villain for Hawkeye. But I was kind of like, it's kind of a slap in the face, because again, Clint loved Natasha. He was willing to die for the world, obviously, but also die for Natasha and die for his family. But now he's the bad guy. It's like,
Right.
what? I don't know how I feel about that. But again, he was, he's Ronin. He has a lot of questions to be asked because he's been killing people for 5 years. And now he has Yelena, the world's best assassin, after Black Widow is no longer with us to go after him. So we'll see, man.
Anything else that you want to spoil while you have the chance while you're here?
Red Guardian, Melina, the other Black Widows, where have you all been this whole time? I guess a Marvel thing is their easy cop out is they were blipped. So everyone that was on the plane with Yelena and Melina and the Red Guardian, they've been gone for 5 years. Because again, we could have used some Black Widows during the Infinity War, and also I guess like why wasn't there communication between Natasha, Melina, and her family during Infinity War stuff? So it's still like, I don't know, it was like we were going backwards, but it still kind of left plot holes for the future. Like, where did my man get that Quinjet? How Natasha escaped General Ross twice in this film, and I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff. I'll watch the replay of your thoughts on it, but there's some plot holes for me in this film.
I am totally down with Natasha being able to escape from William Hurt
from Ross.
From Ross. I'm cool with that. And this guy right here,
wasted.
Wasted. Is he like a real comic book character?
Yeah, Rick Mason, I think his name is. He's a Shield. He's a pretty interesting character, but this one he's just, as he said, a simp. He's just a tech guy.
I believed everything he was able to get her except for the Quinjet. I'm like, bro, how the F did you get a Quinjet? I just don't believe that. You got some pull, bro, but you don't got that much pull. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But guys, that will wrap everything up for this movie. This spoilers movie review today for Black Widow and also the Forever Purge. It's interesting how I'm gonna have to chop this one up because we'll see. We're gonna play with some things.